Hi, friends. It is our final week of midweek devotions, which means you are almost to Holy Week, and we've made it at least partly through our Lenten journey. This week, we are discussing community with Christ, in community with Christ. And our story comes from Mark chapter 10, verses 32 through 35. This is about Jesus foretelling his own death and how the disciples sort of react to it. They were on the road going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was walking ahead of them. They were amazed, and those who followed were afraid. He took the 12 aside and began telling them what was to happen to him, saying, "See, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death. Then they will hand him over to the Gentiles. They will mock him and spit upon him and flog him and kill him, and after 3 days he will rise again." James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came forward to him and said, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever you ask of us." And he said to them, "What is it that you want me to do for you?" And they said to him, "Grant us to sit one at your right hand and one at your left in your glory." But Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with?" They replied, "We are able." Then Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink, and with the baptism which I was baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right hand or my left is not mine to grant, but is for those whom it has been prepared." When the 10 had heard this, they began to be angry with James and John. So Jesus called to them and said, "You know that among the Gentiles, those whom they recognize as their rulers lord it over them, and their great ones are tyrants over them. But it is not so among you. But whoever wishes to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you must be slave of all. For the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." This story reminds us that we are the many, that Jesus is going to be crucified in the coming week, and that he ransomed his life for us on the cross. It's important that we remember that we are in community with Christ, and that it's all of us that are in community with Christ, not just the few who are chosen. But God's prepared the way for everyone. And when we're in community with Christ as the body of Christ, we are called to be the people who are the servant of others, who help others, and who lead lives that would be Christ-like, because we are baptized in a baptism like Jesus, and we drink from the same cup that Jesus drinks from. And while maybe James and John were out of line somewhat and made the other disciples upset, their questions were valid. Because when Jesus says, "I'm going to a place where you can't go, I'm going to be crucified," these disciples were so dedicated to him that they were like, "We want to be there too." And Jesus says, "You already are. Because you're baptized in the same way that I was baptized, and you drink from the same cup that I drink from, and that you follow in the way of Christ." And we are in community with Christ because Christ ransomed himself for all of us. And as we walk into Palm Sunday and we start to see this story unfold of how Jesus dies and how he sacrifices himself for us, we need to remember that we are in the community with Christ. So as you pray this week, I hope that you pray for your connection with Christ, that you become more Christ-like, and that you're reminded of the community that you find in the body of Christ with Christ. I want to thank you all for enjoying this devotions series. I hope to see you at church, or for you to join us on the live streams that will be on Facebook starting this Palm Sunday. And going through Monty Thursday will be a live stream, a YouTube devotion for you / meditation kind of little service for you on Friday. And of course, any of our Easter Sunday services and or our live stream on Easter morning. I hope that you guys have had a blessed Lenten journey, and I hope that you have a joyous and blessed Easter when we get to finally say that He is risen. I will see you next week.